everyone. Guess what time it is? You guessed right, it's tea time. This is the show Tip the Tea. I'm your host, Angie E., where we talk about everything from motivation, inspiration, and of course the tea. So tune in every Monday and make sure you subscribe on YouTube. So go grab your cup. Now let me introduce my guest. Our first guest is Mr. Jeffrey King. He's a financial professional. Also, my special guest is Marla Redderick, and she's a financial professional as well. So we're going to get more into the show, and let me introduce them. Hello, how you doing, Mr. King?
Nice to meet you, Angie.
Nice to meet you too. It's an honor having you. Don't mean to reach over you. How you doing, Miss Marla? How you? Good. It's good to have you guys here today. So
It's great to be here.
Thank you. Actually, I was getting a lot of feedback because I had posted it on my Facebook page.
Okay.
And they was really, excited about when is the show coming. So here it is. So I want to get into the first question. Either one of you can answer the question. So how did you get started in this business?
Actually, I got started just like anyone else. I need some financial help. Need to know better what to do with my money, my future, build a legacy for my kids and future generations in my family. We didn't do it enough ahead of me, so actually I met Marla first, and she brought me into the business, taught me pretty much what I need to do to better my future.
Good. That's wonderful. What about you, Ms. Redderick?
Well, Angie, my story is a little bit passionate. I lost my husband in January of 2018. Thank you. And I have a background in banking and also in mortgages.
Okay.
I thought I knew quite a bit. Found out I didn't know as much as I thought I did. So when I lost my husband, I was actually faced with becoming a steward of my own money. Learning better how to handle everything myself, how to make sure that I had retirement in place. And it was quite a task. I went to several banks, and if anybody has been in my position before, I walked into the bank and they asked me if I had $500,000.
Wow.
Looked at me as if, what are you doing here? And even though I didn't have $500,000, I still had some needs.
But let me ask you this. Why would they ask you, do you have $500,000 though?
Well, because most banks will not help you with your financial wellness. They will not offer you stock. They will not offer you investment. They will not offer you the higher yield kinds of investments unless you have at least $500,000.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Well, that's why we tip in the tea.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and that's why what you're doing is so important, because what our company does is we work with the average family. We work with families that don't have $500,000. In fact, we have a policy that says that we want to have no family left behind. So I needed help. I found someone in this particular company. He treated me like I was his daughter or his niece or his sister, and really gave me some sound advice. I started out just part-time, and in a very short period, I found out that there were so many people who needed the help that I had received. And so I decided it would be my passion and my drive to go out and help them.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So let me ask you one more question for right now in this segment. What inspired you to do this? Either one of you all want to answer?
Well, again, my situation is something that I didn't want to have someone else in the same position that I was in. I didn't want someone to be a widow or to be a child who had lost their parents and not know how to handle their finances. And what I found out is that more and more people, I won't say my age, but I'm over 50, and when people get over that age and they start looking at how are they going to retire, there's a fear that sets in. Do I have enough money? Will I be able to maintain my lifestyle with what I do have? And so more and more I started seeing people who were in my position or of my age category without enough money to retire. And even scarier, they don't know.
Right. Yeah.
They have no idea.
Yeah.
And that was kind of how Jeff came in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm part-time. So my retirement, I had one of those interviews where you talk about start planning for retirement and everything, and it was just not enough. And not only did I see myself, but I started seeing my family, those who could use this same information. And that drove me to say, you know what, again, we say, our company motto is no family left behind, but I need to worry about my family first. I'm just being honest. My family is one of those families that I don't want left behind.
That's amazing. So you kind of want to leave a legacy.
Definitely.
So to speak, for your family. That's amazing. I know I retired in 2016. I had the years, but not the age.
Okay.
But it was something I asked God, even when I was like 40s, in my 40s. I'm like, God, I don't want to be punching no clock in my 50s.
No.
Really?
But I had started kind of planning, what to do, when that time came, you know what I'm saying? Now, am I fully financially stable? Not really. But I'm learning as I go. And I've been pretty good so far. God has been good to me. But I do have some more questions, and I'm going to ask for your contact information after the show because I want to, some more questions I would like to ask about financial stability.
Well, Angie, now that you really mentioned that, we really work on 6 different areas. We work on cash flow, so we actually help people look at their cash flow, find out where they're spending their money. Let's take, for instance, if you stopping and buying lattes every day, from, say, the $5 place,
Starbucks, because I was going there every day, and I started adding up money.
That's right.
I love the frappes and the caramel macchiatos.
Sure, and they love for you to buy them.
I'm sure.
But they
like
add up.
$6 and something. I'm like, wait. So I started waiting. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm adding this up. This was like I was spending maybe, I'll say $60 a week almost.
Easily.
Easily. Because sometimes I will go 2
right.
or 3 times a day.
Right? And then they offer you the specials. So we help people look at that information.
Yes.
Ask you, okay, can you decrease this cash, increase your cash flow by decreasing the amount of money that you're spending on a daily basis on things that maybe, are not really needed. How about going home and making your coffee? How about making the coffee adventure of fun?
Tastes like Starbucks stuff.
Yeah, I know, but let that be a treat. Let it be a treat. When you and the girls go out, hey, let's go get coffee. Now it becomes a social event.
Yeah.
We help people take a look at that kind of stuff and ask them those really hard questions. Is that really necessary? Is that going to get you to your goal? Then we offer part-time, like Jeff talks about. Jeff is part-time, but he's doing an awesome job part-time. Really out here helping families, really focusing in on his own family, learning so much about financial wellness. I mean, we all need a coach.
Yes.
If you played ball, if you were in sports, anything, I was a cheerleader. We had a coach.
Okay.
So how can you go through life? How can you get to be an adult and not have a coach?
Absolutely.
That doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't make sense, yeah. You're right.
So we talk about doing that.
So you all kind of like coach people through
Exactly.
the financial series or kind of, if you will. Okay.
Making sure they have enough protection for the family.
Okay.
Jeff is the major wage earner in his home. He has a wife and he has children. So now the question is, if something happened to you, would you have enough money to take care of your final expenses?
Yeah.
That would be horrible. A GoFundMe?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the legacy that you really want to leave? And that's a question,
I actually want to talk to you about, now my daughter, she works, she's been doing hair for over 10 years. She's 27 years old.
Okay.
So she's talking to realtors now. She's really in the midst of getting her own shop.
Okay.
I need for her to talk to you guys because she was thinking about taking out a loan for rehabbing because she want to, gut it out and everything. But I have a son that does all the buying and flipping. Okay. Now, I know that he has a team. He has plumbers, electricians, and stuff like that. But my thing is this. She was saying, kind of telling me a little bit. She's like, it's $2,000, you don't mind. But I told her, I said, don't be afraid. Step out on faith. because God had already gave her a dream about own shop.
Okay.
I said, but sometimes we kind of miss our blessings because of fear. So I let her know, don't be fearful and don't doubt.
Right.
Some things I told her, I said, a lot of my accomplishments came out of fear. I stepped out on faith.
Right.
But God excelled it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Exactly.
So,
I love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Faith without works is dead. That's the word.
Exactly.
I don't mean to be
Exactly.
spiritual, but you
Right.
know. So my viewers know me. I love to talk about God. But anyway, yeah, so I told her, I said, don't be afraid to step out.
Right.
Because it's time.
Exactly.
Because knowing when you're under someone else's rules, if you will, you got to follow that guideline. And I know she's not defiant, but she'd be stressed a lot.
Right.
And I say, when God is ready to move you in something, He gonna make it uncomfortable. So
That's
because if we don't get uncomfortable, we'll still be there
That's
in our
right.
comfort
That's
zone.
right. That's
So
right.
I would love for her to sit down and talk to you guys about her new endeavor.
We really work very hard with entrepreneurs because we know what that's like. We actually, the company that we're with, World Financial Group, it's a division of Transamerica, and we represent over 250 different companies, but we have our own business. We're in business for ourselves. We're building an agency, just like a State Farm agency or an Allstate agency or any of those different companies. That's exactly what we do, and we represent companies. The difference is we represent dynamic companies like Nationwide, Mutual, Omaha, Prudential, Fidelity, Voya, and I could go on and on.
Those are
Yes.
very prominent
Exactly.
financial institutions.
Exactly.
So that's
And
very
so
nice.
we can definitely give her the kind of guidance that would help her get that stability. Because entrepreneurs, you want to make sure that you're preserving your wealth. She's doing the right things to build it.
Yeah.
You know, going out on her own, man, you must be awesomely proud of
Yes,
her.
I am. Yes,
That's
I am.
great.
And being sure that they know how to do the right things when it comes to the taxes in a company and things
Yes.
like that. We teach also how to save taxes, how to minimize, the government
tax
from taking
burden.
all of your taking all of the money that you're earning in your
Right.
company, because your company end up going under. So
Yeah.
that's something that definitely we can help her with.
Absolutely.
And she's, being an entrepreneur, she's going to have to make sure she starts a retirement fund.
Oh yeah, I always
And
talk
that's-
about that
Yeah.
with her, so yeah. So I always, tell my children, always like you said, leave a legacy for your children. Start planning even that college funds.
Yes.
My daughter, she just had her first baby. He's 6 months old, and he's so adorable.
Oh, of course he is.
Shout out to little Bryson. But anyway, he's such a smart little baby. And I told her, I said, start a college fund for him right now. So she actually started, and actually Carol, the one started it. She got the little thing going on for him. She was like, donate, put a little, so
Okay.
we do. We put a little something in his little college fund now.
Great.
And I would like for all of my grandchildren to have
So we
that.
can show you how to put it in a
See?
fund that will grow a lot
Yes.
more.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
when you put it in a piggy bank, that's great. But
Yeah.
wouldn't you like to earn 7 or 8% or
Yes.
10%?
Yes.
On top of it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that when we come back. All right, everybody, we're going to a commercial break. Don't touch that dial. We're going to come up with some very, very good topics. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone. This is Angie E. with Tip the Tea. If you or anyone you know in the Chicagoland area and you would like to come out to promote your brand, network, or even if you have an interesting topic you would like to discuss, come on out and be my special guest. Let's tip the tea. For more details about the show, you can go to my YouTube channel, type in my name, Angela Eskridge, and leave me a comment, and I'll get back with you. And you can also catch up on all the previous episodes. So come on out. Let's tip the tea. I'm Angie E. See you soon.
Hi, my name is Marla Redderick, and I'm with World Financial Group. We're a division of Transamerica World Financial Services.
My name is Jeff King. I'm an associate also with World Financial Group, a division of Transamerica Financial Advisors, and we're just here to share some information about actually what we do in financial wealth and education.
You can call us. My number is 312-848-7343, or you can reach me by email. It's marlaredrick@gmail.com. We're going to be having a financial seminar, if you will, on Tuesday at our office in Homewood, Illinois. It's at 930 West 175th Street in Homewood, Illinois. So if you'd like to join us at 7 o'clock on next Tuesday, we'd be happy to have you. Wouldn't you say so, Jeff?
It'd be an awesome day to have anyone come out and just learn some more about financial literacy and building legacies where no family is left behind.
Absolutely. And if you're an entrepreneur and you want to talk about your business here with Angie E., she'd be happy to have you as well. Super excited. She's a lot of fun, and you have a great time and get an opportunity to talk about your brand. So come on out, check her out on YouTube. Angie E. on Tip the T.
Hello everyone, I'm Carol Coleman. I'm on the set with Tip the T with Angie E. If you want to come on as a special guest, leave a comment below. Come on the show with Angie E. and Tip the T.
Welcome back to the show Tip to Tea. I'm your host, Angie E. We're going to get back into the segment. We were talking about financial wellness. So I'm going to turn it back over to my guests. So here they are, Miss Redderick and Mr. King. So go ahead.
Thank you,
Talk
Angie.
more about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the things that we were just talking about before we left on our break is making sure that you have enough protection so that if something happens to the major wage earner in your household, that you're able to take care of basic things like paying the rent, paying utilities, making sure the car is paid, making sure that you can bury that person without having to have a GoFundMe.
That's good.
Yeah, that's real talk.
Yeah.
Making sure that you have enough to go to the cemetery and be proud about it, to put your loved one away in such a way that you can lend respect.
Yes.
The other piece is making sure that you have your growing wealth. So once you grow the wealth, making sure that you keep the wealth and it's not disappearing in taxes and disappearing in unnecessary fees and unnecessary debt. So debt reduction, that's another piece that we want to talk about. So we do a total financial what we call strategy for individuals. And we are willing to offer that same strategy to all of your listeners. So anyone who's interested in having a financial needs analysis or financial strategy done by myself or Mr. King, please give us a call. And I think Jeff wanted to talk about some specifics, some things that
we
you're
them a
concerned.
call. They can give you a call. Do you have the number?
Sure. 312-848-7343. I'll take the calls and then I'll give Jeff the overflow. We work pretty much partners in crime, so
Always.
we definitely help them out.
So they can ask for you, yourself, or even Mr. King?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But we was just really just getting into that financial wealth for the families, okay? The dramatic need, okay, and statistics show that 4 out of every 10 households won't even have enough if, for say, something happened to the major wage earner in that family. Also, it says 6 out of every 10 wouldn't even have enough money for retirement, and as we were speaking before, would end up having to take another job. Now, if someone wants to retire and do something like a hobby, that's one thing. But to have to do it, that's a whole nother story. And we want to build financial wealth so that you can ride off into retirement, but at the same time, if you want to do something now, it's just because you wanted to, not because you had to.
Wow. And you know what? That's so amazing. That's confirmation, because remember I told you I used to pray when I was like in my 40s that I didn't have to, I didn't want to work until I'm 50, so I'm punching the clock. I always said, I want to work because I want to, not because I have to anymore. Because raising 4 children, that I had to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? But now they're all grown. It's me time.
Right.
It's Tip the Tea time.
I like that. Yes.
So this is my passion, and this is something I've always wanted to do, but after I raise my children.
Yes, but
So
that's what we help people with too, looking for their passion. Some people find that they're passionate about financial literacy, about helping families, about going out into the community and making a difference. And we're actually making a difference in families. So we do workshops, we go to churches, we do financial wellness for the church at no charge. We offer our services as part of what we do to give back to the community, making sure that people have that information up front. And there's part-time positions with our company. Actually, the average financial advisor is actually going to be retired at age 55 by the year 2025. So we're actually looking for younger people to take over our positions as we move on, as we do decide, because I'm set for retirement, you know.
No, that's
I'm
right,
in
girl.
position. So I'm going to do this as long as I love it.
Yes.
And if at any point I decide to, you know, that I don't love it anymore, or that I really want to just go travel the world, or whatever my dreams are, play with my grandchildren, then I'll be able to do that. But we do need people who are younger, who are coming along, and we need our children to know this information, Angie.
Absolutely.
They got to know about tax now, tax later, and tax advantage. They have to know about the rule of 72.
Yes.
And a lot of that generation believe that wealth, when we speak on wealth, they think it's the extravagant lifestyle of the, you know, the movie stars and all of that, or owning exotic cars and all of those things. But they don't understand that it's just being able to live comfortably, regardless if the major wage earner is gone or not. Everything is built so that that household, that family, the kids, the grandkids can continue on and don't have to go through the strains of, you know, having to work 3 or 4 jobs and things like that, you know, and enjoy life.
Yes.
Because maybe they might not want to go to college. I know we all talk about, we come from the generation where, you know I went to college.
Yes.
I mean, it was a big deal. But nowadays, with the debt that is attached to college, a lot of young people are choosing not to go to college. And that's okay. But have some money set aside for whatever they want to do. Maybe they want to start a business. I have a niece who is actually a designer. My granddaughter is going to school for fashion design, I believe it is. And I want her to have the information so that when if she decides to start her own business, I can then say, look, we can use these resources of funds in order to start your own business. Maybe it's a shop like your daughter.
Yes.
You know, maybe it's her own store. Maybe it's her own online business. We don't know what their dreams are, but whatever their dreams are, we want to be able to offer those dreams and have the finances in place to get them there. And then once they get it, make sure that they don't lose it.
And
make
it's
sure
funny.
that they make good decisions.
Yeah.
I have a daughter that's going into college next year. And when we began talking about college, the first thing she spoke about is the fear of the debt.
Yes.
Don't worry about that
Don't
part.
worry about
and
that.
so things will be in place so that it won't be so strenuous on them.
Yes.
But the thing is the next generation, so that the ones coming up, they don't have to worry about it. They won't have that burden. You just worry about getting in school.
That's
you just worry
it.
about keep your eye on the prize.
Exactly, because she'll get a great reward behind
Definitely.
it when she finishes. That's good. So let me ask you. So how long you guys been doing this?
I've been in the financial services business for a long time. I actually just started with this particular company a little over a year ago.
Okay.
So this company is new to me. One of the best decisions I ever made, absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
I just started in January, and it's taken off for me.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So I'm gonna ask you another question too. Now, so I want to know. So how do you balance your personal life along with your professional life?
Well, one thing is funny. We don't punch a clock. You know, so if you're looking for an entrepreneurship kind of opportunity, this is definitely that opportunity. We work long hours, but we play hard as well.
No, that's right.
Our company gives us the opportunity to travel. We actually have a convention coming up in I think
July.
What is it? July.
July.
And we're looking forward to that. People bring their families. They really make a big deal out of it. They're really engaged in terms of learning information about financial wellness, but also having a good time. I actually have family out in D.C. I'm planning on traveling and going to see them. So I travel quite a bit. I enjoy my life, so I don't use the word vacation, because vacation means you're vacating from something.
Yes,
and since I don't have to leave anything, I just travel.
But we also teach how to, time management, how to, make everything fit in where it's supposed to be and not waste time.
Okay.
And that's something else that really part of that same thing, financial wealth, is not wasting time, doing things right now that you won't regret later.
Yeah.
Doing things right now that will secure that future, secure that legacy that we were speaking about.
Yes.
And it all ties in together with a perfect business plan.
This
Yeah.
In a business plan, you put it together and you have time management,
Yeah.
and you find time to still have fun.
That's wonderful. I love fun.
It's a fun, it's a good thing. Absolutely.
Fun.
Yes, I do. I love fun. So, what is your ultimate goal? In your life, your career. What's your ultimate goal?
Well, mine is to be able to help just, thousands and thousands of families, but starting with my own family. So I have nieces and nephews. I actually have grandchildren, and I want to put this information in place. I have to say that my husband's family, my husband, his parents, they did a good job of laying some foundation. And so I feel a personal responsibility to carry on that legacy. That's number one. Number two is to grow that legacy because, it takes 3 generations to build wealth. It only takes 1 generation to lose it or to spend it. I could very easily go out and buy an exotic car, do some things irresponsible, and before I knew it, everything that my husband's grandmother built could be gone just in a flash.
Yeah.
But I look at it as my personal responsibility to carry on that legacy. So I'm pretty conservative. I hope to grow my personal finances to a point where I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But I want to leave a legacy for my grandchildren to the point where they will have something to kind of catapult them. I'm not saying I'm just trying to make the ground so easy for them that they don't have to work hard, because hard work is valuable. But at the same time, let them get a little bit ahead. And that's what's wrong with us sometimes today as a culture. We say, well, I pulled myself up by my bootstraps, or I had to work hard, so I want to make sure that my children have to work hard. We are going to have to work hard, but how about we get a little bit of a boost,
Yes, that's
and that's
good.
what I want to be able to do for my family
Yes.
and those that I love.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then they can get ahead. It's always good to get ahead and stay ahead.
Get ahead and stay ahead,
Yes.
girl. Learn about taxation.
Yes.
Learn how to not pay all the taxes to the government.
Exactly.
Learn about some of, I talk about buckets a lot. Jeff and I were just talking about the whole bucket thing.
Yes.
And people say, I've heard ideas like Bitcoins, I
I've
invest
heard
in
of that.
Bitcoins. Yes.
What is that about? Uh-oh.
Well, Bitcoins are actually a cryptocurrency. And it's nothing wrong with having that. I've heard people talk about cannabis as being an investment. There's nothing wrong with that. Invest in the things that you feel strongly about. But have a product that won't lose money, because you don't know what cryptocurrency is going to do. You don't know what cannabis is going to do. It might be a up market, it might be a down market. Everybody could decide not to use it anymore. Who knows? But be in a position where you don't have all your money. Did you ever hear that? Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yes.
What they meant was you should have multiple accounts. You should have multiple kinds of accounts. Have accounts that are taxed now, that's checking accounts, savings accounts, CDs, and then tax later, which is
Your
your
401ks and
Okay, yeah.
pension plans.
pension plans.
Yeah.
So
That's good
those,
information.
they get taxed after your harvest.
Yeah.
So they seed you, and then once you get to the end, you get ready to retire, Angie. Then they say, okay, give us 40%.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
give us our part. Then you have a tax advantage, and that is IUL. Jeff likes to talk about that IUL. That's one of his
What we
favorites.
have, IUL is an insurance policy that we have. It's an index. Okay. Years ago, you would have the volatility of the market through variable products. Whereas just like in 2009, 2010, everyone that had their money in stocks and everything, they kind of bid it when the economy tanked. We was almost on the verge of a recession.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So some bright ideas came together, and the index policy, basically what it is an insurance policy that takes the premiums and put them inside the stock into the stock market, S&P 500,
The hung, the
whichever,
euro,
exactly.
Different index markets.
So they take that, and then it grows cash value on the top. The beauty part of it is that unlike a 401k or anything, and there's nothing wrong with 401k. Some
especially if they're matching.
They're doing great things with 401k, and it's not a hit against 401k. But this product does a performance that's even better. Okay, and basically what it is taking the premiums, dipping them into the market, and it grows cash value on top, tax free, anytime you need this money. And also with the it has a growth potential of right now it's at 15%, 15%, give or take.
It can't go up to as
Up
much.
to 15%. That's the cap. Okay, and so you take this, and unlike back in the day with old whole policies and whole life policies and things like that, if you take the money off the top, you hear about so many times where someone had a whole life policy and they took money out of it, and then when it came time for burial or things like that, it was nothing left. Well, this one, it has a lock on it, so that anytime it raised with the stock market, okay, whatever growth potential or whatever growth that you attain,
Experience, yeah.
it locks in, okay, and it stays right there. So if anything happens to the market, if it goes drops, you don't participate in the drop, okay. And this is just an IUL that we offer, and it's other things that we do, but it's a very good policy.
It's called an indexed universal life. So it's an investment product that you can utilize. A lot of people are using it to build their cash for retirement. You can use it for children, and it can be for education.
And then we think it's a lot. It's used a lot for education. Your kids, younger kids growing up. This is a very good tool for their educational purpose.
Okay, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good
so
information.
it's so many things, but we have to educate ourselves. We have to find out about that information. Sometimes I love to talk about the rule of 72, and I actually threw that out there. And, you know, the rule of 72 basically says that your money compounds interest. So if you take a person, 29 years old, you give them $10,000, it would take them 72 years at 1% for their money to double. So they would be well over 72 before they would even double their interest. Double their money. So right. So okay. So $10,000 for it to get to be $20,000.
70 years
It's
later,
going to take 72 years. That's ridiculous. That's what your checking accounts are doing. That's what many of your CDs. You might see 3% or something like that. Check your checking account. Check your CDs. Check what the banks are giving you, because it's not enough. So we offer some products that you can get 10% and even more money than that, in order to take your money and help it to grow faster. So one thing I do want to offer to your viewers, though, Angie, is think about your debt.
Yeah.
How much are those credit cards?
Absolutely.
23%, 24%. So just like money compounds for money that you're trying to save, it also compounds for debt.
Yes.
So that is a scary thought. That is more reason why we want you to look at debt reduction, debt management. So there's a ton of things, Angie.
And we offer a financial needs analysis. Most companies you go to, just like when Marla earlier was saying how she went to a financial institution asking for help, and if you didn't have a certain amount of money, they didn't even want to even let you in the door. You couldn't even get an appointment. A financial needs analysis in some institutions can cost you a pretty penny. We offer this, and we offer this free of charge. And sit down so that you can see exactly where you're at, get an idea, and that's the whole part of financial literacy is teaching them. Okay, this is where you're at. And we was talking about going to our Starbucks and different places. Well, these are the things that you would put in there so that you get a nice pie chart that'll explain to you exactly where you're spending your money, where you could stand to save some money, and then those numbers are the ones that you'll take and put somewhere that you can actually start building that legacy that we're talking
so
about.
we give hope.
Definitely.
You know?
Because if
We
I
give
was,
you hope.
man, I could have been putting that money in my account. I would have probably got $800 for it.
Absolutely,
think about that now.
You're not alone, though. You're not alone. I promise you.
That's what it's all about.
Knowledge is
It's
power.
knowledge is power.
I'm like, well, that's what Tipping the Tea is about, y'all. We
That's
tip
right.
the tea on financial wellness. I'm telling you, stay tuned. Do not touch this dial. So I want to ask a question. This is kind of like a broad, but I want to see if either one of you want to answer this question. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years with this? Because this is great information. I mean, and there's a lot of us need to know this. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years with your business, financial wellness?
You know, I think that this is going to hit like, I would say, Amazon.
Yes.
Because right now, we're starting to see more and more outlets that's actually reaching and saying this IUL thing is really hitting like gangbusters.
Phenomenal.
And it's
Yeah.
phenomenal. And also just the financial literacy piece where we're trying to reach back and not leave any family behind. We're talking, instead of just having someone that's in the six figures making money, we're reaching back to, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how little, how much, we can reach back. My goal is to have everyone out there saving good money and building their legacies and having something that, you know, back in the day when your grandkids come up and say, "Who is that on the wall?" Oh, that was Papa King.
Yes.
and if it wasn't for him, you know, and
That's good.
I think within the next 5 years I can do that through WFG.
That's good. That's good information.
Well, I have some immediate goals. I actually live in Bronzeville, and the offices that I work out of right now, we have one at 2332 South Michigan Avenue and one in Homewood. Well, there's nothing in the city, in the inner city. And so I'm looking to open an office in Bronzeville to serve our community more, because we need these kinds of services at our fingertips. I want people to grow up seeing us in their neighborhood. My dad grew up in Bronzeville, and he said when he was a kid, the doctor lived down the street. His teacher lived across the street. You know, the preacher was upstairs. Now we're so spread out. I mean, and it's a wonderful thing in such a way, but also I want to be able to be close enough and be in my community and be able to offer these same services, so that when we talk about no family left behind, I'm talking about my neighbor. I'm talking about my, you know, my people who I see on a daily basis going to the grocery store. And I want to be that kind of household name and household, that person that they know that they can go to when they get ready to plan their child's retirement, you know, and they get ready to talk about leaving a legacy. And like you talked about, being that person on the wall, you know, and we can do that. We are talented. We are talented people. I'm also looking to grow new people in this business, so make sure that they have the information. Look at this as a career option. You know, unfortunately, so often we think of the only ways to make a lot of money is to be a rapper or an artist or to be a athlete, and unfortunately we have little opportunity for that in reality. There's so much talent and only so many spaces.
That's true.
So let's look at some other options for you. You can make a really great income in this business. Learn about it. Find out, you know, use this as an avenue to build wealth for yourself. So those are some of my goals.
WFG has a platform where it's taken production and recruiting and built it into a whole platform that welcomes business ownership, quality training, high standard of professionalism. I think we brought that to the table. And access to well-known products, as we mentioned before. You know, your Nationwide, your Gerbers, your Pacific Life. And you have access to all of these companies where you can even help more families. And I mean, the list goes on, you know, and a model of mentorship through leadership. And that's important. I speak on it all the time, how companies come and first thing, I'm out of the military, and first thing they ask, they want veterans and ex-military individuals. Well, the first thing we're going to come in and look at is the leadership. And if there's a lack of leadership, then it's going to be a problem with trying to get those individuals. And so we offer a platform that really have great leadership. And we can get executives on the phone. They're not sitting in the office somewhere and you know, you can't touch them and unattainable.
That's true.
I can call executives right now and get them on the phone, ask some of those hard questions that they may have the insight on. And that's what I love about this company.
That's good.
They believe strongly in developing individuals.
Yes.
And so that's why I want to reach to the young people. Get development, learn about public speaking, learn how to do an interview like this, learn how to convey this information to large groups of people.
Yes.
And so often they don't get that component of the training because it's reserved for other people. It's not really reserved for our community. So we just really want to work with these young people and offer them some other options. Maybe you didn't get a job right out of college. Maybe you thought you were going to be this great marketing person, and now you want to use your marketing skills in some other ways. We have avenues for all of that because we're looking for people who are willing to work hard, willing to learn, because once you go to school, you still got to come out of school and learn. You still have to learn your profession. So get on this side of things, learn about financial wellness, and find out if it might be a career that you're interested in. So that's where I see myself in 5 years. Really, sharing the information, spreading the word, and helping a lot of people. Because I'm passionate about my community.
I see that, and that's great. And both of you all are very passionate about that, and that's good. Because you don't find too many people, if you will, that's passionate about helping others.
Yes.
It's sad to say that, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad.
We're in a me society.
Yes.
And that's why I love what you're doing, because it's so giving. I mean, you're in a position where you're letting other people bring their platform, bring their talents to the table, and then share it with your viewers, And so there might be that one person out there who's been thinking, man, what can I do? How can I start my own business? Or how can I get into something that's going to give me a platform for training? Because that was one of the things that happened to me. I was like, I need training to do this.
Exactly.
Even though I had a financial background. And then I needed to have a platform, a strong company behind me. And so with all of that, it weaved itself into that perfect business plan that we talk about. So it's just, girl, you're doing good stuff. I just feel in my heart that you're doing wonderful things. So congratulations on Tip the Tea with Angie E.
Thank you so much. I give God the glory, and He gave it to me.
Yes.
So I have to, He bless us. We don't just have to sit on our own blessing. We just always to help others.
That's
Definitely.
I'm like you guys. I'm really passionate about that.
Yes.
So I'm glad God gave it to me. God, you can trust me. So I'm grateful. So I want to know, how could my viewers get in contact with you guys if they have any financial questions or just concerns? How could they get in contact with you guys?
Okay. So I gave my email. My email is marlaredderick@gmail.com. My telephone number is 312-848-7343. I actually have a website, and I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm going to do better next time. But I actually have a website where people could go in. But if they email me, I will send them the link to my website so that they can I'll do much better next time, Angie.
That's okay.
And they can contact me, Jeff King. Phone number will be 708-698-0198. Email address will be Jeff B. King, JEFFBKING 67, and that's at yahoo.com.
Okay, thank you. I'm getting ready to wrap up the show, but before we leave, this is a question that I ask all my guests. It's a surprise, but I'm sure you guys will do well. What makes you happy?
Man.
I mean, is it financial wellness?
You know what?
Others? I don't know.
No, it's real easy. And not to get too spiritual, and I never want to take the glory away from God, but to know that I'm not perfect, but I could get back in line. I'm going to slip and I'm going to fall sometime. And it doesn't have to just be doing the right thing for the right reason all the time, but just knowing that His grace is over me, I'm good.
That's good. And that's what makes you happy.
That's what makes me happy.
That's amazing.
For me, truly, is helping other people, Angie. If I can, when I can see a difference in somebody's life, whether it's because I'm sharing this career with them, or whether I'm sharing another level of mentorship, and I see change in their life, because we all are in a progressive kind of job, if you will say. We need to keep getting better and better until we're taken from this planet.
Yes.
So if I can help somebody be a better person in whatever way, I've been tasked to do that, then I can feel good. That's great. I have women around me that I've seen grow, become, met them when they were teenagers almost, or young women, and then grow into professionals. That is so awesome for me.
That's good.
That's bigger than anything. And that really does make me happy to see other people's progress, to see other people's joy, to see other people's accomplishments. And I think that that's why I chose this profession and why I do the other things that I do in my life. I'm in a sorority. I work with the Women's Board of the Chicago Urban League. I do some things that definitely are related to mentorship and definitely impact other women in my life. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, that's what makes me happy, and family.
Okay. And that was my next question. What sustains your happiness?
Yeah,
I know what makes you happy, but what sustains it?
Definitely my family. Definitely God. I just really feel like I have such a relationship with God.
Yes.
I mean, when you can talk to God just on your own level, I just don't see that as being, just on Sunday, just kneeling down. I'm a gardener, and some people don't know that. And I like to grow things.
Yes.
And so when I go out to my garden, I feel like I'm closest to God. I remember when I first started my garden, because I have a garden at my church. And my pastor and I went out to the garden, and we looked at each other and we were like, "Do you know what you're doing?" He said, "Nope." I said, "Do you know what you're doing?" He said, "Nope." I said, "We better pray." And we got on our knees, and we had the most wonderful garden that year, Angie. And so I feel closest to him now when I'm in my garden.
That's good.
So that's a special place. That sustains me. That's the stuff that makes life perfect. Near perfect.
What about you, Mr. King?
I think we all have talents, and the blessings are upon us.
Yes.
And knowing that I'm getting a platform that I can actually use my talents at the best of my ability, and I think that it'll make God smile at Him shining on me.
Yes.
It'll sustain.
And it's a substantial happiness.
Yes.
That was great. Both of you guys had wonderful answers. And that's the reason why I ask all my guests. God put this on my heart. I always ask these 2 questions just to get your reactions. And that's amazing.
Well, Angie, what makes you happy?
Well, I never heard anyone say that. Okay. Well, definitely God. When I wake up every morning in my right mind, that right there makes me happy. Because some of us, we're losing it. You know what I'm saying? Because of life. Life sometimes could be challenging for a lot of us. And a lot of us can't handle the struggles, you know, if you will. So I think every time I open my eyes, God has given me a new day to get it right. Yes. Well, I don't always get it right.
That's
but
right.
At least He's giving me a chance.
Exactly.
And that makes me happy. And what sustains my happiness is God again. Because He's so amazing. And He shows us different things each and every day. It's like it sustains my happiness just to know that He loves us.
Yeah.
Even though we mess up,
unconditionally.
you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
He still loves us. So that's what really sustains my happiness. And of course my family. I love my family. But that's what sustains my happiness. And the tip to tea sustains my happiness.
Yeah.
Because I like helping people.
Yeah.
And that's what tip to tea is all about.
All right.
All right.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you,
Angie.
Definitely an
It's
honor.
been a
Thank
joy.
you, Mr.
Pleasure.
King.
It's been
Thank
fun.
you, Ms. Redderick. It was amazing. You guys, I love you guys. And I see nothing but greatness for you guys. I think you guys are going to take the nation by storm.
Thank you. And
Before
we are in
yes.
50 states, so, and including Puerto Rico, and Canada.
And Canada.
So
Oh,
we can actually
wow.
go anywhere.
Yes.
So
Absolutely. That's why I
tell
said
it.
that.
We started in
That's
Chicago,
You
girl. I'm
spoke it.
telling you,
Yes,
speaking,
yes,
prophesy.
that's it.
And that thing into existence. That's what I try to do. I'm telling you. I
That's
like
right.
to see it's life and death in the power of the tongue.
That's
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
believe that.
So you speak positivity, I'm speaking into
That's
the
right.
atmosphere.
That's
you
right.
guys will take this nation by storm.
And if anybody wants to go with us, give us a call because we're ready to roll. Even if you're someplace else, you can be in California, New York, DC,
Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona.
That's amazing.
No, I just reached out to a family member, and we should be building our team out there. So it's going well.
That's good.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Thank you guys again.
Thank you, Angie.
All right. Thanks.
Let's tip the tea.
That's right. That's amazing. So I want to thank my guests again, Mr. Jeffrey King and Miss Marla Redderick for for coming out to share their brand with us, and it was an amazing show. I'm gonna have you guys back. I want you to come back. We're
I
doing
would
a
love
two-part
to.
series.
I would love to.
Maybe
Yes.
3 parts.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right.
So thank you all so much for coming out to share that information. So if you or anyone you know in the Chicagoland area and you want to promote your brand, network, or even if you have an interesting topic you want to discuss, come on out and be my special guest. Let's tip the tea. For more information about the show, or if you want to become a guest on the show, you can go to my YouTube channel, type in my name, Angela Eskridge, and leave a comment and I'll get back to you. You can also catch up on previous episodes as well. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Don't forget to tune in next Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on Angela Eskridge channel. That's it for today. Don't forget, tune in next Monday. Let's tip the tea with your girl Angie E. See you next time.